I went to, on the weekend yesterday, I went to Geeked Out. I talked about this quickly before, but this is a toy and collectible convention at in Ottawa, and in some respects, I feel like calling it simply a toy and collectible sale is like underselling it. They just had a whole lot of stuff, a whole lot of anime, manga, comics, toys, retro toys, Transformers, cosplay. What else? They had a little bit of Gunpla. They had some Warhammer stuff. They had Lego on display. Just I'm probably missing a bunch of other things, but yeah, they just had so much different stuff there, which was really neat. And when I update this and put this up on YouTube, I can probably put a couple of pictures up as I'm talking about this. But yeah, it was really fun. It was really nice to finally get out and go to a convention like this. It's been a very, very long time. Um, Even prior to the pandemic, I hadn't really gone to a convention of this kind in many years. And then, of course, with the whole pandemic, a lot of people just weren't able to get out to things like this. And, you know, I'm sure a lot of people had been working on their cosplay, for example, or even their Warhammer armies, painting their stuff for a year and a half, 2 years. And finally, they got around to painting and, or rather, getting out to a thing like this and finally showing off all their hard work, which it was just neat. It was just neat to be around a bunch of people that are into similar things that I'm into, and do a bit of sightseeing, a bit of shopping. So on that topic about shopping, were people wearing masks? They were indeed, which was really great. It was actually part of their mandated rules actually that you had to wear masks, which was pretty good. And yeah, I think maybe some people weren't, but generally speaking, yeah, that was really great. Uh, and you know, I have to admit there was maybe a small part of me that was a little like, ooh, there's, you know, it's a lot of people. It's been a while again since I've been around this many people, like kind of close quarters. But I'll tell you now that today I feel okay, and let's hope that continues. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. Got a wooden brush there. But yeah, let's talk about the things I bought. Okay. Okay, what are we going to show first? Well, like I said, I didn't buy much. Here, I'll show you something that's not what I bought, but I picked up a bunch of cards from different businesses, places that I bought stuff from. But I also picked this up because they had a travel agency there, which I thought was really, really funny, or interesting rather. They had a travel agency that was called like Geek Tours, and they have these, I guess, tours that you can book a flight and tour now for a vacation that's kind of oriented around geeky things, I guess. So this one here is a self-drive around New Zealand. A self-drive tour is a unique way to uncover New Zealand's natural beauty. You can see virtually all the most interesting sights in New Zealand by combining Go-Way's North Island and South Island self-drive itineraries. So there's a bunch of different things. 9-day North Island, $1,128. 10 days, 18 days. And they have this whole charting in the website here. Visit goway.com. That's their thing. So I'm assuming you can kind of book a tour where you go to like all the Lord of the Rings locations and stuff. That would be kind of neat, right? And then they had this Japan flyer here. Oh yeah, see, Geek Travel Agent. www.thegeektraveleagent.ca. I'm gonna look into that more. It might be kind of interesting just to look at it, at least what they've got. And they've got like a 13-day taste of Japan, $2,289 per person, 5-night accommodation, guided tour, inter-Japan train and land travel, airport transfers, selected meals, and then it goes on and on. I have to say that I'm not very interested in something like a guided tour. I don't know. I feel like it's enough just to be in Japan and just figure things out for yourself. So at least it gives you kind of like a general idea. These things kind of give you a general idea for how much it's going to cost to go to these kinds of tours, right? And then you can kind of frame your trip around that, how you can like make it more cost effective or more tailored to what you want to do. But yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting, especially now. Like I said, there's more people are probably interested in traveling these days. Night Trap. Chris Rock just pissed off Will Smith. They had to mute what he said. Ooh, I want to hear what that's all about. Kentwan. Will Smith won Best Actor. Chris Rock was making jokes just before giving out Best Documentary. Ooh, I want to know what that's all about. I don't know. Will Smith. He won an award, or he's nominated for something. I don't know. That movie that King Richard. I don't know. I don't know if that's like an interesting movie, to be honest. Okay, so here's something that I bought. This is the first thing I'll talk about. They had a bunch of people selling Lego minifigures, as you can see here, but they had like ones that were, opened, and they have it sorted, and you can just buy the ones you want rather than blind packs. For those that don't know, usually these are blind packed, so you don't know what you're getting, right? And you're going to pay $5 or so when you include tax for a model that you don't know what you're going to get. And so yeah, they had a bunch there, and they were $5. So you're basically paying more or less the straight up price for them, and you can pick what you want, so you know what you get. So I thought that was really cool. So I got myself Loki. These are from the Marvel line, by the way, Marvel Studios. They're mostly ones based around the new Disney shows, the new live action Disney shows. And this one's from Loki. This is Loki himself in his kind of like variant Bureau of Time Chronology, Time Master, whatever it's called, right? And I think he looks pretty cool. Does he have two faces? Oh, he does. Okay, let's get him on his smiley face. There you go. He's got his long hair. My hair, personally, is kind of getting to this point, actually. And he's got his mug. The TBA, the Time TVA, Time Variant Association, something like that. This mug, very nice. And I really love this. This is let's see, hold it up here. Thor Frog, which was mentioned in like Thor, the second or third Thor movie. But yeah, Loki turned Thor into a frog one time. It also happened in the comics. And there's a little miniature of it, a little minifig. I love this. And I really like Loki, so that's cool. I like this. I like this right here. This little plastic clear thing is supposed to act as a jumper so that your model can do, your minifig can do like action poses, but I don't know. I don't really care much for that. So let's just put it to the side. And also related to Loki is this one here. I got Sylvie, I believe her name is. She's a variant of Loki, a female Loki, as it were. And here we are. She's got two faces that look very similar. Let's just go with this one. She's got a side smirk here. Let's go with the smirk foo. And her hairpiece is unique. It's got it has Loki's kind of crown of thorn, horned crown or tiara, but it's like partially broken here. So it looks really nice. And then she's got daggers, her magically conjured daggers. But these look like butcher knives. I'm sure that they come from some other Lego set, like very hard to put in. There you go. There you go. Oh, her hair's a little askew. There you go. Loki and Sylvie. And she comes with a crocodile. This is actually another Loki. I don't know if... I think Bacon and I know for sure Night Trap has seen the Loki TV show. Mary Trunks, I never knew you did Lego. Mary Trunks, yeah. So I do Lego. Around the time that Lego released the first Lord of the Rings sets, that was like many, many years ago. I bought one or two sets from that, and that was the first time I bought Lego as an adult. prior to that, obviously, I had Lego as a kid, right? But I'm a big fan of Lord of the Rings, so I don't know. It just really struck me as neat that they were making Lego Lord of the Rings stuff. And then the Lego movie came out, and I really liked the Lego movie, so I bought more sets from that. But I'm not a big spender when it comes to Lego. I tend to buy Lego sets when they're on sale, and I also bought Lego secondhand and stuff. And because of that, I bought of Lego like retro sets. So I have quite a few Lego sets from the 80s and stuff, which is really neat. I enjoy the old retro sets, and someday I can kind of talk about that more, but I don't really have too much Lego on my person. No, that's not the right word. I don't have many Lego here right now. I have a lot of Lego in storage, but yeah, I can probably talk about that another time. I do like Lego in general, in short. Goro, I love the old school Loki and crocodiles, but you hate Sylvia. Okay, well, to each their own. I enjoyed Sylvia. So yeah, the only thing about this crocodile, didn't the crocodile have a crown or something? I don't know. Am I imagining things? But yeah, these two are pretty neat. I'm pretty happy with these, and again, they were more or less the same price as if you were to buy the Lego sets blind in the blind pack. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this pickup, a very small pickup. And I was looking for the other stuff that they had. I was looking at the other sets that they had. Hold on a second. This is closed? This is taped up? What the hell? Let me cut this open. I wanted Agent Carter, or rather Agent... Where is she? Oh yeah, there you go. Captain Carter, which is Peggy Carter, as if what if she got the super soldier serum. I wanted that one, but they didn't have it, unfortunately. Another store had this model, but unfortunately it was more. It costed more, and I didn't really feel like spending that much more. I actually also have this model from Christmas. Night Trap gifted me one of these packs, and I got Scarlet Witch, so I'm pretty happy about that. A part of me would kind of wants this Doctor Strange Spider-Man, which is kind of neat. But to be honest, it's literally just normal Spider-Man with Doctor Strange's cape. So or it's pretty close. There's some little details that are different, but I could almost make that myself with a Doctor Strange miniature and a Spider-Man minifig, which I have. But yeah, so that's just a quick little thing that I got there at the con. And I got one more thing. Let's just quickly catch up with chat. Bacon, pretty sure the croc had a crown? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Mary Trunks, was nice seeing you after so long. Oh, so you guys met up. Cool. Yeah, it's kind of cool that people are kind of reconnecting now in person, right? But also, I want to give a lot of credit to Bacon, who kind of started the streaming revolution, and he was also using it as a way to kind of keep in touch with everyone, and that was such a great idea. That was such a great idea because yeah, it's just so hard to keep in touch with everyone, even if you weren't counting on, if you didn't include the pandemic, even if the fall of humanity didn't occur. We're all growing up, we're all adults now, we've got other things going on, many of us don't even live very close to each other, so it's just so hard to get in touch with everyone. And at least when we're streaming and stuff, at least that's a way to kind of frequently just keep up and stuff, which is neat. Mary Trunks only met up to drop off the PS5. I get you. Don't get too much time to chill with the baby. I understand. So here's the last thing, guys, I want to talk about. So like I said, I didn't buy too much there at the old convention, but I bought this one. This is a pack of minifigures, or miniatures rather, they're like metal stuff for Warhammer, but it's not Warhammer. And it does say here, missing some figures, and it's $10. So this set comes with 9. This set should come with 9 miniatures, but 3 of them are crossed out because they're not there. But in my estimation, $10 for 6 miniatures was still pretty good. because, you know, coming from Warhammer, like, miniatures are very expensive, you know, so $10 was a pretty good deal. And as I said, this is not from Warhammer or Games Workshop. It's from a game called Warlords of Arahuan, and Arahuan is nowhere backwards. Warlords of Nowhere. And it's sort of like the company is called Warlord Games, and many of the people that work at Warlord Games, including the chief designer of this game, Rick Priestley, come from Warhammer. They're from like the old school days of Warhammer, but they moved on to a different company, still based in England if I'm not mistaken. And I did read up the rules for this game, and it's a pretty interesting game. It's a small scale game, but you can use like a bunch of different stuff, and they don't really care what miniatures you use. These are samurai heroes, but if you had miniatures from other lines, they don't really care. They're not restrictive in that sense. But these are samurais. Let's crack this open and see what we got inside. Well, on the back, I can tell you that there's 2 female miniatures. There's one kind of in a robe, and she's holding a banner. And there's another one like a geisha with a fan. Unfortunately, yeah. And there's another guy, a samurai, running at you. Unfortunately, yeah, this set doesn't come with them, but it comes with everything else. And other than that, it's complete. So that's pretty cool. And of course, they're unpainted. That's normal. Okay, so let's see. Here they are. And, you know, another reason why I wanted to get these, I think it might be better if I put them on the green background so you guys can see. Cantuan is saying that he's the one that started everything. Maybe in a sense, but I mean, if you go by that, then the person who started streaming, period, is the one that started everything. Because, like, Bacon is the person that I know. I don't even, like, I don't know how to react to that question, that statement. Like, who was the first person to actually stream on the platform of Twitch? That's the person that started everything. That's what your statement amounts to. Yeah, so here you go. Here's a good look at all of these guys. And yeah, unfortunately, it might be a little hard to see. I can hold them up to the camera, but I did a bit of cleanup on this work. And because when I got these, they kind of had like a bit of residue on them. I don't know if that was like some sort of mold release agent. The same thing applies to Lego and anything that's cast, even Gunpla. There's usually some sort of mold release agent that stays on the frames, and it can affect painting of your models. So it is a good idea to clean up your models, although most people don't. I noticed that these models had a very pronounced kind of residue on them, so I did a bit of cleanup beforehand. But yeah, let's try and take a quick look at this. Yeah, so again, it might be a little hard to see, but yeah, he's a... I don't know. He's a samurai. And one thing I really like about these miniatures is that they have a very small scale proportion to them. They're not very exaggerated. Like, look at this guy's sword. It's tiny, right? It's not this huge, exaggerated, heroic-looking anime sword or fantasy sword. This is a very realistically proportioned sword relative to the wielder, right? And again, like, even when you look at the proportions, the musculature of this guy, he's not like super exaggerated looking. He just looks great. I'm very excited to paint this model because of that. It's very cool. And here's a guy with like a more wild appearance. He has kind of like a big fur coat, big furry coat, and he has a club with spikes on it. And again, like, if this was a Warhammer miniature, if this was Games Workshop Citadel miniatures, this club would be double the size of the guy wielding it, right? But they decided to go for something I don't know. I guess you could call it a little closer to historical scale. I don't know who sculpted these. Maybe does it say? I'm not seeing any information about who sculpted it. I'm gonna find that out though, because I don't think it's the Perry twins. The Perry twins used to work at Games Workshop Citadel Miniatures, and they used to paint, sculpt miniatures very much like this in the sense that they were more realistically scaled. So yeah. And this guy's more of a straight-up ninja. He's holding a throwing knife, a kunai, I suppose. Again, very small knife, hard to see. And then you attach this hook. He has like a hook and rope, and you're gonna attach that to his arm. Very cool. I'll save my favorite guys for last. This is an archer. He's on one knee, and he's just shooting out. And this is a separate part that you attach. And you get the bow, or his arrows rather. And that's really cool. I like that one. I love the poses of them. They're all very individual looking, but I think they're gonna look great together. This guy's really cool. He's a big fat dude. And he has his whole like torso exposed, like his chest. And his kind of like round barrel-like chest is just exposed, and his sword is shouldered on his Kentuan, did I hear archer? You did indeed. Yeah, so he has his sword on his shoulder there like that, and it's not actually there, and I was like, uh-oh, is it missing? But it's actually attached to his base. You're just gonna clip that off and then glue it here. That's kind of interesting. I've never really seen that before when it comes to miniatures, that they added the extra part on the same frame as the model, and you're just gonna glue it onto there. But this guy, like I said, they just have a really cool personality, you know? I think that's pretty neat. Kentuan's getting excited about a man with a bow. Good, that's cool, I guess. And this guy is my #1 favorite dude right here. He has a bow staff, so not a bow like an archery bow, but he has a bow staff. He's very Donatello-like, but he looks like a monk. Some kind of monk with a big flowing robe, and he's bald. He's bald, and he does have a sword, like a katana here as well. And he does have a bit of armor underneath his robes, but yeah, this guy has so much personality, so cool. I'm really looking forward to painting all of these models, and maybe if I really like them, I'll get some more from this line if they have more interesting models, like historical type stuff. But yeah, there's you can kind of get an idea. Kentuan's continuing to speak in all caps. That's great. Yeah, so here's the guy that I was talking about. I like, that's the one with the bow staff, and he painted it. You don't have to type in all caps there, Kentuan. It's not really that necessary. I understand that you're excited. Yeah, you can see that his cloak there is yellow. I'm not sure if I'm gonna follow the paint scheme that's been used for all these guys. Like for example, the guy who has a bare torso here. I think it might be kind of neat to try and do some tattoos, although that sounds kind of hard. But I don't know. Maybe I'll try that. And there's the ninja. And this guy, I feel like this guy's kind of like the leader here. He's the one with the katana standing forward, and the miniature here, he has a mustache, it seems. I can't really tell for sure. It looks like he has a mustache, but I can't really tell from the miniature. So I guess they just painted it as if he did have a mustache. Mary Trunks? Nah, it's fine. He's just an excitable sort. He's so excited about wooden sticks with string that shoot other wooden sticks. Let's put these guys back. And yeah, so that's all I got at this con. They had a lot of stuff. It was actually kind of overwhelming in a sense. They just had let's talk about this real quick. When you buy miniatures from this company, Warlord, it says packed for you by Tina C. Like, it's kind of like a nice personal touch. that makes you feel like you're working with real people and buying stuff from like a company with human beings behind it, unlike other companies like Games Workshop, which tend to feel like it's just a gigantic faceless corporation. I guess they're all faceless corporations at the end of the day, but this company here, Warlord, is a whole lot smaller than Games Workshop, and their game system does sound cool. Like I looked it up, and it does sound like it has an interesting rule set that's different from Games Workshop. So I don't know. I'm not saying I'm gonna really get into this game necessarily and play it, but I do at the very least like these models, and I'll be painting them at some point. I have a very big backlog right now. This here is a Lord of the Rings Rohirrim. I think that's what they're called. It's like knight on a horse, and I think that the scale of this miniature is very close to this one. These guys, it seems very close, at least relative to like Space Marines and stuff like that, which are way bigger. Like these guys seem more closely related in scale. But this is a project that I think is going to be very further back on the schedule, because again, this was something that I just saw there that I was like, cool, let's pick this up. The guy selling it was just an individual. He didn't have a store. He just wanted to clear stuff out from his basement or whatever. And he had other miniatures like World War II stuff, but I wasn't terribly interested in that.